Today we'll be unboxing the most dangerous man in Eternia on Rip It Open with Newman. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Newman, and today we'll be unboxing Man-at-Arms from the Masters of the Universe cartoon collection from Mattel Toys. Man-at-Arms was created as one of the first toys in Mattel's Masters of the Universe line in 1981. Real name Duncan, the name Man-at-Arms was actually a title the character held at the Palace of Eternos. A master weapons maker, Man-at-Arms was one of the few people who knew Prince Adam's secret as He-Man. Really excited to continue the cartoon collection from Mattel. This line has been one of the consistently good lines out there. Hopefully, the most dangerous man in Eternia can continue that trend. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at the front of the package. We've got a great image of the Filmation Castle Grayskull, as well as the Filmation logo for He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And for the back of the package, some nice original artwork, as well as images of the figures that are also in this wave. So we're not going to waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get this thing out of the package. We've got your standard card back packaging, nothing too complicated, nothing too difficult to get off. Here we've got the instructions for the figure, which show all of the modular pieces that come off. Useful for first-time buyers, not so much for me. Next we have the mini comic. We're going to take a look at the front first. Some nice original artwork. Those always look less Filmation and more mini comic, but whatever. Take a look at the back. All the figures in the wave. Same artwork that was on the back of the packaging. Now onto the figure itself. Now with some of these, they'll have the plastic ties on the arms and legs, and then some don't. This looks like one that did not have it. Yay for me. A little less cutting, a little less trash. There's Man-at-Arms right there. Here we've got his giant mace. It's supersized for Filmation. And here we have the stasis ray, which I keep wanting to call a gravity gun for some reason. Now that we have everything out of the package, we're going to go ahead and switch positions to get a closer look. And up close and personal, the figure really pops. Looks really good. Coloring is good. All of the paint is good. I mean, there's not a lot of paint application on this. It's really just on the helmet and the face. But that helmet and face sculpt is really good. It's not the best Filmation likeness that I've gotten out of all of these cartoon collection figures, but it's still pretty good. It's pretty close. Let's go over articulation, starting with the head. It rotates all the way around. No restrictions whatsoever because of the helmet or the armor. Side to side, there's a good tilt to it. Let's check the arms. They go up about that far, standard for the Origins cartoon collection. Let's get those back down. Let's go ahead and test the elbows, which are a single joint. Alright, they seem pretty decent. Everything is nice and tight, but that is generally pretty standard for the cartoon collection Origins figures and Origins in general. That waistband is a little too loose for my liking. I don't think I care for that. And the knees don't seem to be all that tight either. I don't know about that. That's a little disconcerting. Ankles are, they're good for the most part. They seem a little bit looser than I would like here. It seems like the lower portion of the body has some significantly loose joints. The boot cut is it's a little too loose for my liking as well. This is a little shocking for me because these are all supposedly the same molds for these figures. Let's go over the modular pieces. Let's go ahead with the head. Head pops off pretty standardly, pops back on really well. I'm not going to take this armor off. That looks like I would never be able to get it back on. Arms pop out with relative ease. It's not too loose for me. Let's go ahead and check the other one. And while we've got this arm out, let's take a look at the armor that we have. There are no straps, so this armor is on there. Or rather, no straps that you can unhook. Yeah, to get it off, you just have to slip it over the bicep or over the forearm. But let's get that back in there. I don't believe I went over the wrist, so let's go ahead and check out the wrists on these figures. Alright, hands move pretty well all the way around. Yeah, that's a little too loose for me. That pops off a little too easily. In fact, I don't know if I want to continue popping these things out too often because I think there might be a little bit of quality control issues with this particular figure. Yeah, see, that just pops right off. I wasn't even trying to at that point. It's not too loosey-goosey. I mean, it's not going to fall apart by just bouncing it around, but while posing it, see, it just keeps on popping out when I'm not trying to, through the act of posing. Good Lord. Okay, back on with you. So I don't even know if I really want to do a whole bunch of poses with this thing because it's a little difficult because the waist just keeps on popping out. Jeez, see, just again, this is a bit frustrating because so far I've really enjoyed this cartoon collection Origins line. I've thought all the articulation was really good, everything was nice and tight, but we got a problem, Houston. This entire lower portion of the body is just way too loosey goosey. Yeah, just look how easily that thing spins around. Let's see if it's going to hurt him standing up. Let's get him upright. And we're going to get him balanced on my table. Let's see if he stands with relative ease or if he just topples over. Fingers crossed, he doesn't topple over. I wonder if this is just my figure. I hope it's not with a lot of other figures. That would be very disappointing because Man-at-Arms is one of the core figures. This isn't something that you can really pass up if you're collecting this entire line. But, you know, let's get back to what we were doing. Let's get him standing up, see how he works. And okay, all right, that's good. That is a plus. He stands up on his own. That's good. Let's take a look at his accessories. We've got his mace. It's suitably simple, no rivets like the Origins one. We got the stasis ray right here. This is cool. I like the design of this. Just your basic flat paint, no paint dealing to speak of, but you don't want that for a cartoon collection. Everything's got to be flat. Let's see how the mace fits in his hand. All right, looks good. Nice fit, not too loose. Fantastic. All right, we've got the most dangerous man in Eternia ready for action. Ready to knock someone's block. Oh my goodness. Just wow. That waist is ridiculously loose. But folks, we're going to power on through this because I like this line and I like the look of this figure. Just that lower articulation is just giving me the business. Ooh-wee. So I just got to hold it right here at his pelvis. All right, let's go this route. Let's articulate the legs, sans the upper body first. And we're going to put that right back on. And now we've got him in a nice figure pose. That looks cool. Just watch out for that waist. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. It's such a shame because this is such a good looking figure. I'm getting Mondo He-Man vibes from this thing. Let's go ahead and check out his other accessory, the stasis ray. Let's see if we can go ahead and get this in his hand, get a good grip. And come on, come on, come on. I know we can definitely get there. It's just a little difficult to do this from behind the camera. So it just takes a little bit more working on my part. But I know we can get there. The grip is good. We just got to get the arms in the proper position. I got to lay them down in order to do this. And there we go. Okay. He's pointed down. But, you know, you get the gist of it. It works. We're going to get this out of his hands, and we're going to get him properly standing because we're going to go ahead and compare him to the classic Origins Man-at-Arms. I don't have him out of package, but that's okay. He's in the clear plastic container. You'll be able to see him. Let's go ahead and do some cheap social media magic. There we go. Now, straight away, what I've noticed first, besides the height, the Origins figures always stand a little bit smaller because they're crouched down, is the color. The greens are a lot different. The green for the cartoon collection is more of a pea green, whereas the one on the right for the classic Origins Man-at-Arms is more of a neon green. Not quite neon, but maybe like a neon forest green, if that makes any sense. In addition, you've got a lot more detailing going on with the regular Origins figure, as well as that head sculpt, which looks exactly like Burt Reynolds. Comparison's fun, but let's go ahead and focus back on Filmation Duncan. I realize I got the arm gauntlets kind of messed up, but, you know, try and ignore that. Overall, this is kind of a mixed bag, unfortunately. Just see, look at that. Look how loosey-goosey it is. I mean, the figure itself looks fantastic. I really like it, but the articulation in the lower body is super loose. It almost makes me want to buy another one and just chuck this one. I probably won't do that. I mean, once I get it in its proper display with the other cartoon collection figures, I'm probably not going to go ahead and do a lot of moving around with it. So it probably won't be much of an issue. But it's just super disappointing when you get a new figure and the articulation just is not there. Especially when you have a preconceived notion of what you're going to be getting into. Such a letdown. Okay, final thoughts. So as I said before throughout this review, this figure is a bit of a letdown. It has nothing to do with the sculpt, it has nothing to do with the paint, it has nothing to do with the line itself. I think I just got a dud. I got a figure with some pretty bad quality control issues. The waist is super loose, as well as the ankles and the boot cut. It's really unfortunate. So much so that at the end of the unboxing, when I had to start making poses to take pictures, I was just kind of rushing through it. I was like, all right, let's just get this thing photographed so I can put this video up. And that is not a feeling that you want to have when unboxing, well, not just a figure, but any item that you just recently purchased. There's rarely one person to blame for these sort of quality control issues. Shit just happens, unfortunately. I can't even say that I don't recommend this. I do recommend this, because I think this was probably just a one-time issue with me. Hopefully. I can live with the defects. It's not a Mondo He-Man issue where the waist is just completely done. So I can say, you know, go out and get this figure. If you do get a dud, I do apologize. But I haven't heard any widespread negative issues with this particular figure. So again, this might just be my own particular figure. Hopefully you just have more luck than I do. So, happy hunting. This figure is still out there at reasonable prices. I got mine from Amazon, actually. Mattel, I wish I could give you a gold star, but I don't know what to give you. I think I might have to give you a strike. So, ball's in your court, Mattel. And I realize I just used two sports metaphors from two different sports, but sue me. This is a toy review YouTube channel. Okay folks, so if you like this video, please like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and I will check you later.